bad parenting versus good parenting, right? Now, check this out, soul family. A lot of us spiritually awake people, we realize that if we was to hypothetically have children being birthed into existence through procreation intercourse, right? We would have the brains and intelligence to realize that, okay, like, if we are gonna have these children, we should have them in a country that's gonna like show love to them all the time. Because what kind of individual in their brain cells will have children come into existence from procreation intercourse, have their children grow up in places where they're not loved by everybody. They got to deal with racism, colorism, sexism. Like, that's not fair to the individual that's been birthed into existence. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of individuals out on planet Earth, for example. There's a lot of individuals who cannot speak on the experience of what it's like to be loved by everybody in their local area. The only people that's loved by everybody in their local area are like Freemasons, Zionists, the people that's like in Greek fraternities and shit. They're the only people who's liked by everybody. All these spiritually awake people who can see things beyond the surface and see evil and can see a lot of spirits. Those people that spiritually awake, they don't have the luxury and never had really the experience of know what it's like to be liked by everybody, unless they was like growing up in some African or Asian country or Caribbean country. Man, those are the only people that know what it's like. Now, of course, we can bring nationality groups into it. If you take like a melanated Caribbean, a melanated African, they had to grow up in like some racist European country, like the country of Bulgaria, which is spelled Bulgary. They didn't have no good experiences. Those melanated Africans, melanated Caribbean, they don't have a good experience of being liked by everybody because they grew up in a country where they did not come from. So, like, for example, a lot of melanated Africans, melanated Caribbeans who grew up in like the country of USA, a lot of them don't really know what it's like to be liked by everybody, bro. Because I'm going to tell you right now, bad parenting is like having children grow up in places where they're not liked by everybody, bro. That's messed up, my sister. That's messed up, my brother. Like, what kind, like, why? Like these are things that logical thinking people would think about before doing all that procreating intercourse thing. Like, logical thinking people, they know, okay, if we have these spiritually awake children grow up in like Mississippi, grow up in Louisiana, they're not going to be liked by a lot of these zombie soulless people out in Mississippi and Louisiana, because everyone knows the most soulless vibrational people that we have ever seen in existence, they either out in Mississippi or Louisiana. Oh, Louisiana's the worst. Louisiana's the first worst, then Mississippi, then so-called Arkansas. It's tragic, and like, bro, it's crazy, man. Like, it just never sat right with me why any individual that doesn't think logical in their brain cells to just have children grow up in places where they're not liked by everybody. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, any individual that's birthed, any soul being that's birthed into existence, man, anywhere that we go on this planet, we should be liked by everybody. We should not have no haters. We should not have nobody that just hate us because we spiritual beings, bro. Like, it's sad. It's real sad. Like for example, I'm gonna use myself for example. I should be able to go anywhere in Louisiana and not have haters. I should be able to go anywhere in Arkansas, Missouri, North and South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Massachusetts, and not have to worry about no haters. I should not have to be in a country where I'm going to have to deal with quote unquote racism or sexism or colorism. I shouldn't have to go through that, And that's what a lot of these parents who are not logical thinkers, don't put into thought and be like, if I was to have these children, are they going to be liked by everybody in the location in the country that they are birthed at? Because if not, I'm just not going to have these children, right? You know, there's a reason why abortions was set up, right? A lot of children be getting aborted from a country that's not suited for them, and they get sent to countries where they're going to get a lot of love at. Because if you, like, for example, if you one of those melanated Africans, melanated Caribbean folks, you're gonna get a whole lot of love in the Caribbeans and Africans because you're a melanated African, a melanated Caribbean. So it makes perfect sense. So, like, because a lot of melanated skinned people, a lot of melanated nationality people, whether you're Nigerian, Ghanaian, Congoan, Ivory Coasting, Solomon Islands, like Jamaican, you already know. If you already know, you basically committed suicide by being in USA. You committed suicide by being in United Kingdom and Canada, because we all know United Kingdom, Canada, and USA does not like Africans. They don't like Caribbeans. Those three countries right there do not like us. They don't. We know about police brutality. We know about feminism. So come on, like, that's just, like, it's crazy, man. Like, it just never made sense. And like in a place like Louisiana, bro, like, it was founded by Mormons. It was founded by European racist Mormons that was affiliated with the Pope and Greek mythology fraternity pushers and shit. That's why in Louisiana you don't see melanated Puerto Ricans, you know, because Louisiana just don't like Africans, Caribbean nationality melanated people, bro. Like fucking Yankee Doodle, Louisiana, bro. Like, they have hate towards melanated Africans, melanated Caribbeans, man. This shit is beyond belief. And if, like, anyone who was like a melanated African, a melanated Caribbean person who had to grow up in Louisiana, man, I felt sorry for them. I felt sorry for them. Because they did not deserve that. They deserve palm trees, islands, and shit. Melanated Africans, melanated Caribbeans deserve palm trees and islands. Not fucking Yankee Doodle, Louisiana. Not patriotic Louisiana, man. Where's a bunch of racists, colorists, and feminists out there? And that has a lot to do with bad parenting, not thinking all the way through, you know? Because a lot of parents, man, like, they thought racism, colorism, and sexism like left the southern states in USA during the 1990s. They thought it left. But it's still there to this day. I don't need to go to Georgia to find out. I don't need to go to Alabama or Tennessee or Washington, D.C. to find out that there's still racism and colorism and sexism in those southern states. And yes, I consider Washington, D.C. the South. It's fucking colorist, sexist, and racist as fucking Washington, D.C. I mean, they got a White House there, so they already told you everything right there. But other than that, man, if you a parent that had their children grow up in places where they're not liked by everybody, man, like, shame on you. Shame on you. For the parents out there that had their children grow up in places where they're liked by everybody, you did a good job.